What's going on, everybody? It's your boy King Lee, HeelFace podcast, back with another Monday night rundown. Um, so let's just get straight into it, man. Let's get straight into it. Episode start off with basically Seth coming out with the new stables. Seth, Brian, Paul. You know what I mean. Seth basically come out, start playing this flag, and basically start telling us how him and Braun and Paul is the future of the WWE. You know what I mean? He pumping his chest out of nowhere. Sami Zayn come out. You know what I mean? So off top, I'm already intrigued myself. I'm like, damn, what's Sami coming out for? Obviously, as a fan, we know he opposed to what Seth is doing. So I'm just interested to see what Sami is gonna say. So I'm like, all right, Sami coming out. So Sami basically tells Seth like, hey bro, I don't like what you doing. I don't like how you going about doing it. I respect the fact that you the winner of the main event, WrestleMania. Respect to you, we friends, da da da. But I don't like the way you going about this. You know what I'm saying? You doing it the wrong way. So basically, and it was a good segment. Both I think both Seth and Sami is both good on the mic. Um, they both passionate. Like I love how just real and genuine Sami is on the mic. So whether he's a heel or a babyface. So Seth basically tells Sami like, hey, look, bro, it's either you with me or against me. And if you're not with me, you know, even if you feel like you not against me, if you not with me, I feel like you against me, bro. So I love you. You my friend. You my boy. You my brother. But if you against me in this business, either you with me or you get rolled on. So, he basically ends up telling Sami like, hey, look, bro, you know, um, I'll give you till the end of the night to make a decision. So now you got that dynamic going on. So obviously, as a fan, we know how that's gonna go. Sami's gonna say no, and you know what I mean. Obviously, it's gonna go bad from there. So later on in the night, Sami is sitting there chopping it up with old Otis, and Paul Heyman comes in. Paul Heyman comes in the frame, asks Otis like, "Hey, Otis, can I speak to Sami one-on-one?" You know what I'm saying? Otis obliged, and Paul basically tells Sami like, "Look, either you can leave and go to SmackDown, or you can stay here on Raw. But if you stay here on Raw, you obviously don't believe in us and our vision, so you going against us. If you go to SmackDown, you take this out. I can pull some strings, make some things happen. You take this out, and the winner out of Randy Orton and John Cena at Backlash, the winner out of that, you get first dibs out of that. So you, less than 3 weeks, you get a WWE title match versus either John Cena or Randy Orton. So you can go to SmackDown and have a chance at becoming the WWE champion like you always wanted to be, because Sami has yet to win a world title. Or you can stay here on Raw and get rolled on, But you going to become a target if you stay here on Raw. And I like this angle that they taking, because it doesn't put, because you would assume with Seth being in this new position that he is now, that he just automatically go after a championship, or maybe Braun to go after a championship. But I like that with this new faction, they not necessarily focused on them becoming champion just yet. I like how they kind of went after an emotional angle. So you got, Braun and Sami already got history, with the Intercontinental Championship and the matches that they've had versus each other. Sammy and Paul already got the history because they both OG bloodline. So Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn was in the bloodline together, so they got that attachment. And then Seth Rollins and Sammy, they've been friends pretty much since they came into business. They both came up in NXT together. Sammy and Seth were pretty much out of the same crop of NXT superstars that came up and became what they became. A la Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor. Just to name a few. Samoa Joe. Shout out Samoa Joe. Just to name a few. But so I like how um, Seth Rollins and his new stable, his new faction. I like how the first storyline, the first feud is something emotional. It's something, personal. You know what I mean? So, um, I like the angle that they took on that. So, they gave Sammy to the end of the night to think about that. So that was that starting off the episode. Basically, after that, we get into a match with Roxanne and Rhea. I thought it was a good match. I think Roxanne Perez is she a star. I think at this point, I was seeing that Roxanne Perez and Julia is pretty much on Raw now. Like, I don't know if they officially got the call up, because they don't necessarily always make things official. Um, when things happen, necessarily like roster changes, sometimes it just kind of happen, and it, us as fans, we just accept it, whatever. But I'm seeing rumors that Roxanne and Julia is pretty much either already on Raw now, or pretty much in the next month or two they're gonna be on Monday Night Raw. So that's cool. I like Roxanne Perez. I don't really know too much about Julia just yet. Like I said, I just started watching NXT full time, so forgive me for that. But I kind of know enough about Roxanne Perez, and I like Roxanne. I feel like Roxanne is a future star. I feel like she possibly a future world champion. As long as she stayed consistent and continues to get better and better, every few matches like she does, Roxanne Perez will be a future world champ, future WWE Women's champ, whatever. But I thought the match with Roxanne and Rhea was pretty good until it got interrupted, obviously, by Julia. But um, I don't know what they doing. It seemed like they kind of trying to take Rhea out of the women's world title picture as of right now, which is cool. So, and Bianca is hurt. For those who don't know, Bianca got broken fingers, so Bianca gonna be out at least a month or two at minimum. I think she got three broken fingers, so Bianca gonna be out for a minute. So that leaves Io pretty much wide open. As far as her next opponent. So I'm interested to see, you know, who Io Sky's next opponent is gonna be. I like Io Sky. I feel like I'll be the first to admit I was a little surprised that she retained. Not that I had a problem with it necessarily. I was just a little surprised that she retained at WrestleMania, but against Bianca and Rhea, basically the top two best women in the women's division, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. But then I kind of thought about it, and it's kind of like Io kind of had her Daniel Bryan moment. If you know, you know. For those who remember, Daniel Bryan beat Triple H in a singles match. I forgot which WrestleMania it was, so I'm not gonna try to say which one it was. But Daniel Bryan beat. I believe it was in WrestleMania in New Orleans though. Daniel Bryan beat Triple H in a singles match to have the opportunity to be in the main event later that night, and he beat Triple H in a singles match to make it a triple threat with Randy Orton and Batista, and then he beat Randy Orton and Batista in the triple threat match to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So, obviously a lot of people wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but maybe not a lot of people had him winning. But that's how I kind of look at it. I feel like Io kind of had her Daniel Bryan moment at WrestleMania by beating Rhea and Bianca. But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm interested to see where they take the story with Io and who's gonna be our next opponent. But real quick, I told y'all every episode, every Monday night rundown that I do, I'm gonna have a buddy with me. Last week I think I had Seth Rollins with me. This week I got my boy Undertaker with me, as y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? The legendary Undertaker, Legends Edition. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nah, but yeah, I got the Undertaker with me today. I forgot to introduce him in the beginning of the episode, but it's all good. Y'all see here my boy Take with me. All right. Then after all that, so now basically we got Logan Paul coming out. Logan Paul basically comes out. He started talking his shit, yada yada yada, talking how Logan Paul talked. He calls out Jey Uso. So my boy Jay came out hype. My boy Jay came out hype. He came out with the white beater. You know what I'm saying? He came out. You know what I'm saying? He came out hype. Basically Logan come out, start talking shit, calls out Jey Uso. Jey Uso come out hype. Like, what's up with it? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? What you wanna? What's up? And Logan basically like, hey, I'm coming. Hey, I'm coming off that. I'm coming after that title. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we got Logan Paul being Jey Uso's first opponent, first feud. You know what I'm saying? So obviously we gonna get Logan versus Jay soon. Whether that's at Backlash, I don't know. But yeah, it's looking like Logan Paul is gonna be Jay's first opponent for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Um, I feel like they kind of got. I feel like they gonna give Jay a bit of a run, maybe somewhere like 3 to 5 months. They gonna give Jay a bit of a run. So, and I like that. You know what I mean? So, I feel like it's a good look for Logan. Logan gets another world title match. You know what I'm saying? It makes Logan look good. Him being in world title matches, it makes him look legit. Because Logan does, I hate to admit it, but Logan does get better every single match. It seems like he getting better and better. Um, so yeah, I seem like with them throwing Logan at Jay, it seemed like Jay gonna have at least somewhere between 3 to 5 months as champ. And it seems like they kind of swaying Gunther in another direction, because I'm reading that this whole angle with Michael Cole, with Gunther attacking Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, is basically setting up kind of like a long-term storyline for Gunther to face Goldberg at SummerSlam. Because supposedly Goldberg is having a retirement match at SummerSlam, and it's supposedly supposed to be Gunther. So I don't know. I'm thinking, um, because everybody saw, if you watched the episode, skipping ahead a little bit, Pat McAfee had about 10 minutes. He had about a 10-minute segment where he got up on the announce table and he started spitting. He started spitting like, "Hey, this is how I want to be remembered. This is how I want my legacy to be. Da 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 da." You know what I'm saying? I'm Pat McAfee. Motherfuckers must have forgot who I was. And he basically challenges Gunther to a match. He calls Nick Aldis out. What did he call him? He called him SmackDown versions of Adam Pearce, and which is Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis comes out, makes the match official. So at Backlash, we got Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Now, obviously, Gunther is about to beat the dog shit out of Pat. No disrespect, Pat. You my guy. I love you, Pat. I feel like you one of the GOATs already in the commentator team. But obviously, Gunther is about to beat the shit out of Pat McAfee. And somehow I feel like Gunther is just gonna be a bully, just bully just over the next few weeks. And I don't know, somehow that's gonna get the attention of Goldberg within the next few months, next few weeks. I don't know, and that's gonna get set up Gunther versus Goldberg at SummerSlam, but that's months ahead. But anyways, what else? So we all seen this coming. We got Becky versus Lyra at Backlash. Becky came out heated. Becky came out on fire. Basically explained um, why she attacked Lyra, and then she revealed that she was the one who attacked Bayley before WrestleMania to get her in the match at WrestleMania. Because her and Lyra won the tag titles at WrestleMania, obviously. That was because Bayley was hurt and Becky Lynch made a surprise appearance at WrestleMania, showed up to be Lyra's tag team partner, and they beat Liv and Raquel for the belts. And obviously on Monday, Becky revealed that she was the one that attacked Bayley. Now, obviously, I guess I wasn't paying attention enough because I didn't even know that Bayley was necessarily attacked. I thought they was just saying she was hurt. But yeah, obviously she was attacked on some Naomi and Jade type shit. And yeah, Becky said she was the one that do it. So Becky, at this point, Becky just full-fledged heel. You know what I'm saying? So we got Becky and Lyra at Backlash for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, me personally, this is how I think it's gonna go. If it's just a straight up match and there's no interruptions, no interferences, nobody comes out, I think Becky wins. I think Becky is the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. But if there are interferences and it is some funny business going on, I think Bayley makes her return at Backlash and helps Lyra retain. So that's how I think it's gonna go. If it's a straight up match and it's just Lyra and Becky 1-on-1 the whole time, obviously Becky might most likely is gonna cheat at some point. But I think regardless whether she cheats or not, I think Becky wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship if it's just her and Lyra. If it's some funny business going on and there's some interferences and other people start getting involved, I think Bayley returns at Backlash and she helps Lyra retain. The match between Ivy Nile and Stephanie Vaquer, I think that was a good match. I think that I like that they keeping Ivy Nile, sorry. I like that they keeping Ivy Nile in the mix. I like that they, you know, Ivy Nile at least has had a match at least every other week the past few months. I think Ivy Nile is good. I think she can be. I don't know about women's world champion or WWE women's champion, but I can definitely see her being women's United States champion or women's intercontinental champion. Definitely, Ivy Nile is good. She a dope wrestler. She's strong, especially for her size, because she's small. And then Stephanie Vaquer, that's self-explanatory. She the WWE NXT Women's Champion for a reason. So I like that they been putting her on Monday Night Raw, giving her some shine on on a bigger platform. No disrespect to NXT, but obviously Monday Night Raw is bigger than NXT. And but yeah, that was a good match. Shout out to Ivy Nile and Stephanie Vaquer. All right, just wrapping it up. You feel me? The show ends with basically Seth and Sami revisiting the subject, and Seth basically giving Sami one more out. Like, hey, bro, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? I gave you the whole night to think about it. Paul Heyman can hook you up, send you over to SmackDown. You can get out the way so you don't got to become a target on Monday Night Raw. You do that, you accept that, we can get you a WWE Championship match from the winner of the John Cena Randy Orton match at Backlash. You got a chance to become WWE champion. All you got to do is leave Raw, go to SmackDown, and get out the way. I don't want you to become a target. You my bro, I love you. And Sami get on the mic and basically tell Seth, like, look, bro. And Sami's so passionate on the mic, like Sami might be top 5 on the mic right now. If we talking about in WWE right now at the moment, and maybe for like the past year or so, Sami got to be top 5 on the mic just because he's so passionate, man, and he's so genuine when he talking, and he, you know what I'm saying, you feel it when Sami talking. So, Sami basically tells Seth, like, look, bro, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Our kids play together. You know, you a real friend. You a brother to me. But go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Fuck off. In so many words. And basically, soon as Sami tells Seth, you know, go to hell, basically no, you hear that Braun Breaker alarm go off. You see the smoke. You see Braun come out in the spotlight. You see the smoke, and you see Paul Heyman over Braun's shoulder. You see that still image. You knew Sami was cooked. So, you know, they end up having a match. The match go on, and about 11, 12 minutes in, Seth just give Braun Breaker that nod, and basically Sami end up taking 4 spears. And after the third spear, I believe doctors came out and referee had to stop the match. Seth tell Braun, like, hey, cut his throat. Braun do the ring around, you know, the ring around the Rosie, and spear Sami for a 4th time outside the ring. Sami was cooked. Throw Sami back in the ring. Seth get Braun in the corner and give him that pep talk, you know, that leader talk, you know what I'm saying? That, and he let him know, like, hey, this ain't your fault, this ain't my fault. Sami made his decision. Seth turned around and gave Sami a stomp. So basically now, Sami already made his decision and said he not leaving. So obviously at some point we gonna get Seth versus Sami, or Sami versus Braun, and hopefully they add a stipulation to it, because we didn't seen Seth versus Sami plenty of times, and we didn't already seen Sami versus Braun a few times too. So obviously we gonna get a match between Sami versus one of them. I just hope they add like a stipulation to it or something. Like, I don't know. You know, no holds barred is always good. You know, last man standing. I don't know, something like that. You know, they only pull out last man standing every once in a while, but you know, obviously Sami is the first target. I don't even know what they call in the faction now. I don't know. I ain't even seen no names online, nothing. But I don't know. I don't know what they call in this faction, but obviously, Sami Zayn is the first target of the new faction with Sami, Braun, and Paul. And we just got to see how this go, man. I don't see how Sami come out on top of this. Obviously, he not. But yeah, man, I like the storyline. Like I said in the beginning, I like the storyline. I like how they going with something. They kind of taking it emotional and kind of taking a personal angle with the storyline with this new faction, and you know, I like it, man. So yeah, everybody, like, comment, subscribe, go to the Instagram, HeelFace period pod. Appreciate everybody watching. It's your boy King Lee, co-host of the HeelFace podcast. Shout out to my brother Optimus. Another Monday night rundown. Peace.